Hello there everyone, my name is Crazy Caleb and welcome to Navigation Determination. This module is part of the current module challenge going on with the 3-sentence manual challenge. And this module itself is fairly simple to do. So let's take a look and see what we have here. So we have 4 different buttons on the outer display that we've got A, B, C, and D, each colored a red, yellow, green, or blue, different color in this case. We have a display that currently will be showing nothing at the beginning, and we simply need to press the display and notate all the directions that the arrow points. Now this could be ranged between like 10 to 15 and sometimes even 30, so it can be a lot of arrows that we could potentially get. I don't think 30 can happen, but you know, stranger things have happened. So let's start by pressing the display, and let's simply just note down the arrows that we have to go to. So left, up, right, up, right, up, left, down, left, left, up. That was a quite simple one. So now what we need to do is with these arrows, we need to figure out which maze we're currently in because there's quite a few mazes here, but overall this is a fairly simple process to actually do. So what exactly is happening with these arrows, by the way, as well? The directions that the arrow points represent the directions it takes to travel from the central cell in one of the following mazes to a cell that is located at a randomly chosen character from the serial number. So in this case, we've got Bravo Victor 5, Charlie Alpha 6 for our characters in the serial number. Now, what I'd recommend doing is I would recommend simply focusing on making sure that you understand how the movements work. Now, the way how they work is, for example, say if we were looking at this one, and I think it actually might be this one. Oh my god, I think it is this one. Okay, but essentially the way that the movements work is, say if you were going left and you were starting at the center cell. In this case, you're always going to start at the center cell of each of the mazes. If you were to go left, it's not moving by one cell. It's going to move until it hits the next wall or it hits an intersection. You'll know when it hits an intersection, trust me. Because if it was going to go, for example, if we were to try to navigate to, for example, if we were trying to navigate to hotel, for example, what it would end up being is it would end up being down, left, down, right, up, right. So effectively what would happen here is instead of just going down into nothing, you'd know when it would end, trust me. It would go down, then left, then down 2 spaces until it hits the next wall, then right 2 spaces, then up 1 space, then right. So effectively what it's trying to do is in cases where it's not an intersection, for example, where there could be multiple paths that you can go down, in cases where it's not an intersection, it's going to go as far as it can until it hits a wall, basically. And that's going to be the way that this works. And I believe this actually is the first maze, because if we take a look here, we can go left, then up, then right, then up, then right, then up, then left, then down, then left, then up. And that actually leads to a 5. So this is actually our maze that we're currently in. Now, another thing I should mention is that the way that you'll know you're in the correct manual is it's never going to run into walls immediately. It's never going to purposely run into walls. So for example, it's not going to be this one for sure, because if we take a look, it's going to go left and then up, and it's going to go nowhere, really. So in this case, we know for a fact that it's not this. So that's going to be a nice way to help eliminate options, but for the most part, you can kind of just eyeball it and just tell that, like, hey, it can go this path. It's likely this one. So now we have our answer. What do we do with this? After determining which maze the arrow is in, we're going to press the display, then we're going to press the button with the label that the maze is in. In this case, we're going to be pressing alpha, and we're going to press the label of the maze when the arrow points at the color of its maze. So effectively what we're going to do is we're going to press button alpha, so in this case, we're going to press the letter that it's in, and we're going to press it when an arrow is pointing at the direction that is that color. So in this case, when it's going to be pointing right, because it's an alpha and red. So let's press the display again, and let's press alpha when it is the right arrow. So we can do it here or here. Either works. So let's go left, up, right, and just like that is a solved module. There we go. Let's have a look at one more example, but just make sure that you understand how the movements work. The fact that it can, move 2 spaces with one individual direction. That's the way how this module works. Overall, fairly simple mod to understand, fairly easy one to do. And you'll know that your answer is right if it does lead to one of our serial number characters. In this case, we had a 5 in the previous stage, 3rd position. It led to a 5, and just like that was a solved module. And it was a nice shorter one too. I've gotten some pretty long ones. I've gotten definitely some 20+ characters. Those ones are annoying, but what can you do, really? Because some of them like this one, for example, really can go on a long, windy sort of deal. If it was going to go to Lima, for example, we'd have to go left, down, left, up, right, up. You get the idea. It's pretty bad. So let's take a look at one more final example here, and we'll be done with this. So another fairly simple mod. But yeah, there is currently a 3-sentence manual theme going on. I mentioned this previously in the Crazy Maze tutorial that I just recorded as well, which you can see and watch as at your discretion. But overall, we've gotten some really good modules coming out of this. There is another one that I really want to record. It's called the Fuse Box. So I'm probably going to try and record that one today, if not sometime within the coming days, maybe this Sunday. So let's get back into this. So let's take a look at our display here. So let's go left, then down, then left, then up, then right, then up, then left, then up, then right, then up, left, then up, then right, then down, then right, then up, then right, then down, and that's it. So as you can see, a much longer one this time around. So let's take a look and let's see what we can do here. So we've got Bravo Echo 3, Quebec Whiskey 0, and for the most part, like, it's very rare for them to, like, for two mazes to have the exact same pattern. So you can kind of just eyeball it, really. Follow it if you want to. I'm not one to judge. And I think, actually, we might have gotten the exact case I was talking about here. If we go left, then down, then left, then up, then right, then up, then left, then up, then right, then up. Then left, then up, then right, then down, then right, then up, then right, then down. Now, in cases with like this, the echo is a bit of a weird spot, but as you can see, it ends here. And if we can take a look here, if we were to go all the way down, blank spot, if we were to go to the 7, wouldn't work. But echo actually is present in the serial number, so you can kind of just make it work. And at this point, this one was really easy to determine because we just talked about this last stage. This was not scripted, by the way, I'll mention this. And that's basically what's happening here. So this is part of the yellow maze, and this is going to be pressing alpha. So we're going to press the label when it points at yellow. We're going to press alpha when it points at yellow, which in this case will be pointing right. So let's press the display. Left, down, left, up, and that's right.
Is an acceptable answer. That's absolutely brilliant.
So I could not have asked for this maze any better. So as you can see, we've got a series of different mazes. Some of them are long, some of them are pretty short to do, but overall, fairly simple mod to do and a fairly simple mod to understand. Once you understand how the movements work, it's a bit finicky at first. They don't always move one cell at a time. They just simply are moving until it either reaches an intersection or until it hits a wall itself. That it is moving at a minimum of one space. So that's what you're looking for. As always, thank you guys for watching. Remember to stay crazy, stay cool, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.